Sasha Martinengo.
Storming down the pit lane.
Weekdays from 12 to 2 p.m. Central African Time on bulls.co.za.
Riandran, exciting times for Mercedes-Benz and especially, I think, for AMG.
Absolutely. You know, AMG is always the pinnacle of our brand. It always gives us something to smile about every day.
Well, I mean, it is just a brilliant part of Mercedes-Benz where it's sort of like it's not as though your cars lack any power, but this is like your superpower arm. And it seems as though it's getting more and more popular.
Oh, absolutely. I think, you know, for us in this country, I think AMG has always been a very popular element of the Mercedes-Benz stable. And it's given our customers who want something a little bit different the opportunity to own that. Not only from a power point of view, but from a customization point of view. And, you know, this year we celebrate 45 years of AMG, which is 45 years of, you know, quite substantial motoring, actually.
Yeah, of course. Now, I want to know a little bit. I mean, are you planning anything very special? Have you got some limited edition vehicles that are coming out to celebrate the 45 years?
We do have a rollout of a few AMG models. I mean, we've just recently launched the ML63, which you know, in this 45th year of AMG, it's the right vehicle to get out there. And as we look into the future to new model introductions in this year, there will be new AMG models coming out. But something that says 45 years for AMG, not for South Africa this time.
Okay, so we'll look forward to that. But I mean, there are a couple of interesting cars that I've been reading about. The SLS AMG GT that is coming out. Is that going to be available here in South Africa?
Yes, it will be.
Okay.
The GT is still a little while away. So we'll only probably see it next year sometime.
Okay, well, I mean, that's going to be a rocket ship.
Oh, yes, absolutely. 435 kilowatts and 650 newton meters of torque. It's quite a substantial car. I think the interesting thing about the GT, though, is that lots of the improvements have been made in the performance in terms of handling and capability. We've got this new AMG suspension system in there that actually aids in terms of better handling, more grip. We've done away with the comfort mode on that particular suspension system. You don't need that in a GT, I think.
No, I don't think you need that either. Riandran, I mean, exciting times. AMG has always had a very, very strong presence in South Africa. I mean, I remember going back and the first ever AMGs. I think AMG were also doing Hondas back in those days when Mercedes was sort of representing the Honda brand.
Yes, we had a sort of an AMG kit out on the cars,
yes,
but not really in the true sense. AMG has always been a very Mercedes-Benz entity, globally that is. And yes, AMG has been very, very popular for us, not only locally, but if we look at how South Africa stacks up against the rest of the world, we feature pretty high up in the top 10 markets of AMG in the world.
No, that is very, very impressive. And AMG, I mean, AMG is now very much part of the Mercedes-Benz stable. Is there any influence from the original members who started it?
You know, the original members are still very much involved in the company in terms of their thinking, but not directly in terms of the management of the company. AMG now is a sole subsidiary of Mercedes-Benz. So in the 90s, they were taken over by Mercedes-Benz and they became an in-house brand as opposed to a separate company. You know, they started off 45 years ago as a tuning company, you know, with the DTM races in Germany. But since the early 90s, they've become a sole Mercedes-Benz entity.
Yeah, I mean, it's just it's a terrific brand to have attached to your motor company. And the story behind AMG, I mean, you know, yes, they were a tuning company or whatever. Do you by any chance know why Mercedes just sat there? Because I mean, there's so many tuning companies, especially in Germany, you know, that would take your standard Mercedes-Benz and then go and tune it. Do you know any reason why they chose AMG?
Well, interestingly enough, the founding members of AMG were actually Mercedes-Benz engineers. So we started off at Mercedes-Benz, and then they were sort of like doing tuning on the side, and then they created their own company. And because they were so closely affiliated to Mercedes-Benz, it was sort of the right partnership to have with people that knew and had lots of passion for the brand.
Well, I mean, listen, as we know here in South Africa, as you mentioned, in the top 10 AMG sort of buyers, I think that's a terrific statistic, and I'm sure it'll go from strength to strength. I suppose the next big landmark will be going to look in 5 years, 5 years' time to 50 years together with Mercedes.
Yeah, we AMG's got a new strategy in place called AMG 50, Performance 50, which is actually quite an interesting strategy. Their focus and our focus would be on creating high-performance vehicles that sort of cater to the changes in the market. Things like reduced fuel consumption, increased power, a little bit of focus on the environment, and bringing in a whole lot of new models. Currently, we're sitting at 22, so we'll probably go up to around about 30 new models in the next 5 years.
Wow, that's incredible stuff. And I suppose finally also the attachment is not just the Mercedes Grand Prix Formula One team, it's the Mercedes AMG Petronas Formula One team. So AMG definitely very much very visible when it comes to Formula One.
Absolutely, they always have been. It's just that now that they've taken and they've put in their name behind it quite strongly. We were quite happy and lucky to have the guys from the Petronas team out here at the really recent Top Gear Festival in Durban with one of the cars. So that was quite a bit of an attraction. So we're quite excited about that.
Yeah, no, that was terrific fun. It was definitely one of the highlights of the weekend down there. Riandran, it is great to speak to you. Congratulations to Mercedes-Benz and to AMG, 45 years. I'm sure it'll continue to go from strength to strength.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. Nice speaking to you, Sasha.
It's a pleasure. There we go. That is Riandran Tulkarnam from Mercedes-Benz, the product manager. 45 years, the association between Mercedes-Benz and AMG, and just going stronger from strength to strength. So, well, if you're lucky enough to own one of them, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Gears on bulls.co.za with Sasha Martinengo.
He's kept himself out of trouble.
Weekdays from 12 to 2 p.m. Central African Time.